Hello, sports fans, and welcome to Week 5 of Scott Sports 101 NFL Football Sunday. We'll talk about today's Browns game, and I'm going to break it down, give you my points of view, how I feel, and we'll talk about all the early games today. We'll call it an early games, post-game show, late games, pre-game show, and Browns pre-game show. We'll get to all that, but first, here is today's Scott Sports 101 trivia question. Which Browns player? Now here's what team was known? NFL team was known as the Cardiac Kids back in the 80s. I will have the answer later in the podcast. And this is it's week 5 of the NFL, and the Browns are in Inglewood, California, near LA, to take on the LA Chargers at SoFi Stadium. And this is a pivotal matchup for the Browns today. The Browns are coming off a hard-fought defensive win over the Minnesota Vikings last week, in which QB Baker Mayfield was not happy with his poor performance. Now Baker knows he needs to really step it up against the Chargers today, although he does have an injured left shoulder, but he's got to make some passes very quickly and find open men very quickly. So we will have to wait and see, but the big key to get the win over the Chargers, this Chargers team, is stopping and really putting the pressure on Chargers quarterback Justin Herbert and the Chargers defense and their offense. Browns left tackle Jedrick Wills Jr., who initially hurt his left ankle, in the opener against Kansas City, and he has been carted into the locker room the past 2 games, has been ruled out for today's game against the Chargers, and he will not play. And with backup Chris Hubbard to undergo season-ending triceps surgery, next week, either Blake Nance or rookie James Hudson will start in his place. But Hudson might need a little more seasoning before the Browns are comfortable starting him against an excellent defensive line like LA's. Jadeveon Clowney has been ruled out for today's game against the Chargers with an elbow injury. He was limited in Friday's practice after he didn't participate on Wednesday or Thursday. And Takk McKinley will start in Clowney's place. The Browns really need to slow down Justin Herbert's breakout and really put pressure on both sides of the ball. And defensively, the Chargers have tall guys on both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively. The Chargers have guys that are very tall that the Browns need to really put pressure on Chargers edge rusher Joey Bosa and safety Derwin James, who are 2 of the best defensive guys in the NFL, and safety Derwin James, I said, and both of them are really putting up big numbers this year. And meanwhile, offensively, the Chargers have so many tall guys on their offense. Receiver Keenan Allen is one of the best, and running back Austin Eckler are both 2 of the better skill position guys in the NFL. And the Browns really need to put pressure on those guys offensively and defensively. Herbert threw 3 touchdown passes in the win over in the big 28-14 win over the Raiders last Monday night. So you can be sure the Browns and Chargers are really going to butt heads in today's game. But the Browns are really going to be out to win this game today over the Chargers, and the Chargers are really going to be out to win this game today over the over the Cleveland Browns. So we're going to have to really see what happens today in today's game, in these games today. We've got some final scores for you, and I'm going to get you those in just a second as I'm writing them down right now, and I'm going to give you my picks of the week as well as my brother-in-law Eric Hoyle's as well. But we've had some interesting games today in the NFL. But before we do that, I'm going to give you the answer to today's, time to reveal it, to today's Scott Sports 101 trivia question. Which NFL team was known as the Cardiac Kids back in the early 80s? And if you said the Cleveland Browns, you are correct. Back in the early 80s, Brian Sipe and the Cleveland Browns were known as the Cardiac Kids and were able to make several comebacks from behind in the early 80s under head coach Sam Rutigliano. And I will have another trivia question on my next podcast, so stay tuned for that. Right now, I'm going to give you my picks of the week, and I'm going to go over the early games and give you some final scores here. First, beginning of the recap of the Thursday night football game. The Rams beat the Seahawks 26-17, and after a slow start in the first half, the Rams just came back and dominated that second half. Geno Smith did a great job, but it was not enough. Russell Wilson left the game with a dislocated finger, and Carson did not play due to a neck injury. And I already gave the game balls out for that one. Right now, I got to give some more game balls out because the Browns and the Chargers are just getting underway. And it's scoreless right now early in the first. It's in the first quarter with 8:39 to go. The Browns have the ball, 4th and 5 at the LA 12, and so we'll see what happens. So hopefully they can score. So we shall see. Right now I'm gonna give you some scores in just a sec. I needed to write down another file that just came in, so just give me a. You're gonna have to hold on for just a sec, but hold on, this is not gonna take me long, so hold on just a sec. All right, now you got that one. The Rams and Seahawks won. This morning at 9:30 this morning. And that probably ended about noon. At Northumberland Development Project in London, England, the Atlanta Falcons beat the New York Jets 27-20. It was a pretty good game between the Jets and Falcons, but the Jets just could not get over the hurdle. But Atlanta. They go to 2-3, and the Jets fall to 1-4, and I got to give the game balls to the Atlanta Falcons. Matt Wilson, 33 of 45 carries and attempts, 342 yards, 2 touchdowns. Mike Davis. 13 attempts, 53 yards, 1 touchdown. I think it's Kyle Pitts. 9 receptions, 119 yards, 1 touchdown. So this was one of those games where it came down to a last-second touchdown. So we'll see. And I think that. And the Falcons, I think this was a game the Falcons needed to win. Moments ago, the New England Patriots beat the Houston Texans 25-22 at NRG Stadium in Houston, Texas. Excuse me. And I got to give credit to where credit is due. But this is really one of those games. I think it came down. New England was able to get a last-second field goal and come away with the win. Mac Jones is getting one of the game balls. My game balls. I get Mac Jones one of them. 23 of 30. 23 of 30 carries and attempts. Yeah, 23 of 30. Mac Jones really. I'm having some technical problems here, so just hold on momentarily. But this was one of those games where it just came down to a last-second field goal. All right, now I gotta go right back to where I was. This was one of those games where Mac Jones, 23 of 30, carries and attempts, 231 yards, 1 touchdown. Damian Harris, 14 attempts, 58 yards, 1 touchdown. And Hunter Henry, 6 receptions, 75 yards, 1 touchdown. This was a good game, but Houston just fell short, and the Patriots get the win in that one. The Minnesota Vikings, with a last-second field goal, beat the Detroit Lions 19-17 today at US Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It was, I got to give the game balls to the Minnesota Vikings. Kirk Cousins, 25 of 34 carries and attempts, 275 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Alexander Matheson, 25 attempts, 114 yards, and Justin Jefferson, 7 receptions, 124 yards. Detroit kicked the field goal. They had the lead, but then Minnesota came back and managed to pull this one out. The Philadelphia Eagles came out of nowhere and beat the Carolina Panthers 21-18 today at Bank of America Stadium in North Carolina. And this was a good. I thought Carolina would get the win in this one, but Philadelphia really came back and laid it on them. And Jalen Hurts, 22 of 37 carries and attempts, 198 yards, 1 interception. He didn't throw a touchdown pass. Devonta Smith. Also on the rushing side of the ball, Jalen Hurts had 2 touchdowns. He did have 2 touchdown passes. He did score 2 touchdowns. 9 attempts and 30 yards. Now, Devonta Smith, 7 receptions, 77 yards. And last week, I think it was I believe it was Arizona again. That was my, the Browns were my, Myles Garrett was my player of the week. It was Myles, no, it was actually Derek Carr was my player. Actually, Tom Brady was my player of the week. The Buccaneers were my team of the week. So we'll see who gets it this week. The Tennessee Titans beat the Jacksonville Jaguars 37-19 at Everbank Field in Jacksonville, Florida. I'll give you the highlights of that one in a minute. I'm going to have to Take a break. I'll be right back. Stay with me. I'll be back right after this.